All right, all right, all right. How you guys doing? How you doing? How you doing? Appreciate you again, and again for joining me for another segment of Coffee with Leo. This right here, I have somebody special on board. But before we get to that special guest, again, thank you for waking up. It's early in the morning. That shows the dedication. Whether you're in your office, in your car, whatever the case may be, I count it a blessing that you decided to join in to receive these nuggets that the good Lord gave me. So, couple of reminders again. Uh, Understand this is the pilot stage. So while I'm rocking at 6 a.m., there are some things that I'm incorporating, some things that will not any longer be a part of Coffee with Leo. But if you have any suggestions, anything that you absolutely like and don't want to go, I have something that I've added through a recommendation of a viewer, which is Ask Leo. Ask Leo is real simple. Anything that I cover throughout the 4 days of going through Coffee with Leo, anything that may not be, it can be a reel that you come across and you want to know what my 2 cents on. On Fridays, when I do the recap, before I do the weekends of the week ahead, I will go over any questions that you have. So Ask Leo is designed specifically to incorporate you into what we're doing here. So as a quick reminder, tune in on Mondays for my Mindful Mondays. It's to get your mindset. You know what I'm saying? Normally people have the Mondays. They hate to get it cracking and get it going. So mentally, that's one of the toughest aspects of your day and your week. It's just to get going. So Mondays is specifically designed to get you in the mode of getting it going. All right, Tuesdays is Lovely Tuesdays. So although it's Lovely Tuesdays, it doesn't have to do with romantic relationships specifically. Family, friends, loved ones, children, parents, whatever the case may be, relationships of all form, especially yourself. So one of the biggest aspects is self-love. Self-love is one of the aspects that most people are missing nowadays. And so how can you love someone if you don't know who you are and you don't love yourself? So that's an extension of you. So Tuesdays is designed specifically to cover bases of relationships of all forms. And yes, I will hit on romantic relationships, but that's not the gist of what Lovely Tuesday is about. It's actually more about you than anybody else. Wednesday, working Wednesdays, career, jobs of all sorts. And so there is wisdom in all aspects. If you miss the one where I did the slideshow about hiring yourself, that's one you don't want to miss. Go back, go to the YouTube page, follow Balancing Life with Leo Richards. Make sure that you go through. There are some good segments on there. But more importantly, how to navigate. It can be workplace harassment. It can be how to navigate, what to learn from it. Most of the times, as you'll hear from my guests on here, we can develop a business out of what we're doing in our career field. And so that's what Working Wednesdays are about. I have individuals coming in, help you beef up your resume. Sometimes we need to make sure that we're on the market even before we don't need it. Some of the best opportunities are when you're not desperate to move on. So Working Wednesdays is about career, business development, and self-development. A lot of times the gifts that's in you, you're sitting on. It goes into the word of God about the many talents. So there's a talent in every individual on this platform. And so I want to help bring that gift and that talent to light for you. All right. Thursday, this one right here. All right. About the health. Yes, we will go over physical health, but also mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health. So balancing life is in those phases. That's what God showed me, spiritual, mental, lifestyle. So I wouldn't be doing my just due if I didn't hit all those areas. So spiritually, we need to beef up. You need to understand biblical principles, what the words say, develop a mindset, on biblical principles and how to apply it to your everyday life. So that's what Monday through Thursday about. Friday is a recap to go over all the highlights of each one of those days. And then go into the weekend, relax, ease your mind a little bit, and prepare for the week ahead. So without further ado, I'm going to bring a special guest on and to kick off this healthy Thursday. Again, my special guest coming on board, Miss Shawnta Cotton. How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing, Leo?
Incredibly well. So look, I'm going to do this real quick, y'all. I'm going to read this woman's bio. Now, before I do that, I got to do what I remind y'all to do. Take a swig of that water. Because her bio is so extensive, I may have to take a couple of deep breaths. You know what I'm saying? Amazing, amazing sister here. So let me get to that bio because, when I was reading through it, I was like, oh my goodness, make me want to go back and do some work over again. All right. Miss Shawnta is a lifelong learner with a diverse academic background. Yeah, I heard that diverse in there, right? All right. So she began her education with a focus of education specializing in English, history, and effective integration of technology during her undergraduate studies. She later pursued a master's degree in business to broaden her skill set. All right. Finally, Ms. Shawnta's passion of health and fitness led her to earn a master's degree in nutritional science. Her academic journey reflects her commitment to learning and her ability to adapt to various fields. She's currently the CEO and owner of Bangin' Body Training. That's one of the first areas that I met her in. She has educational consultant for Cotton Student Services and assistant dean of students. She's the assistant dean of students for Victory Church St. Louis Bible Training Program. All right. She's taught high school in English. We've crossed paths in the high school arena as well. Curriculums and instruction specialist for 3 years. Worked for various gyms, leading and instructing everything from cardio, kickboxing, and spin to step aerobics to body pump and more. Taught high school and trained in the arena of fitness internationally. All right, get that, not just locally, internationally. So without further ado, Miss Shawnta Newly Cotton, congratulations on the wedding and the new chapter. And so again, you guys, we met in, both of us were in a different season of life early on. Come full circle. She's now in another extremely blessed season. So if you haven't seen her on social media, you're gonna get jealous because she's glowing, y'all. Just dim your TV because she glowing. So thank you again for joining me on this platform and having coffee with Leo.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me. I was glad we're not having coffee though. I start first thing in the morning with water. So I was glad when you said you were going to sip your water because that's what I start with too. But no, you made that sound way too great, by the way.
All right. So real quick, y'all, I have my mug. All right. However, I have coconut water in it this time. This one and my
that's cool. I'm losing you a little bit for some reason. I'm not sure why.
There we go.
Okay.
So the question was, how do you drink your coffee?
That's why I stopped drinking coffee, because I have too much sugar and cream in my coffee. I'm a cream and sugar girl, so I have to just leave it alone. So if I'm gonna have it, I might have it on vacation or something like 3, 4 times a year because of that. I'm very careful. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna focus over here. That's disconnected. We're gonna focus on this. So
okay.
But I'm gonna tell y'all before we move on to the did you knows, Leo can have like 2-3 cups of coffee, y'all, and then he can turn around and have a coffee before he go to bed and go to sleep like ain't nothing happened. So if I'm
how do you drink it?
Oh, you know what? I like caramel. Don't nobody inbox me that it's caramel, okay? I know it's caramel. It's caramel over here. So I have my caramel syrup. Yes, I have some sugar, y'all. I balance it out, but I use half and half. The one thing I did do, I stopped using coffee creamer. Just the little stories of everything that's in coffee creamers. I decided Coffee Mate, I'm sorry, y'all. The Bliss was my favorite. The Bliss was like on point. It had a different flavor, but I weaned myself off of coffee creamer altogether, and I just use a little half and half now.
That's good. That's good. Just checking on the sugar, that's all.
I already knew.
Since
So
since we get ready to segue into,
since we segued into it, so y'all know I already knew I was gonna be held accountable. So I went on and confessed my sins before I can get checked on. I was like, look, I already know you. I don't do a lot of the white sugar, but I do the syrup. But
yeah.
so, all right. Without further ado, because before you know it, we'll be out of time. Did you know
I know,
segment?
right?
That just means we'll have to roll it over to another one. All right. So the Did You Know segment. Since we're on Healthy Tuesday, natural energy boosters. So I wanted to do something to help us. Just like she's trying to help me wing some of this sugar, energy drinks. I came across a guy and, he was complimenting me about my energy, all of that. And he had a energy drink. I won't get a name on here. I don't want them coming after me, messing up their sales. So, and so I got on him like you got on me about the sugar. I was like, hey man, that's not good for you, man. And so I like, I used to down them all the time, but I found some ways, natural energy. And so he was like, oh man, now you're making me feel bad. And I told him, and they would see me at the gym. And so I didn't take any pre-workouts, anything, and I'll be in there about a good hour and a half, 2 hours, just natural. Now I do need some. I went on the fast and I don't have the energy that I had before the fast. So now I'm like, man, it's gonna take me too long to get back to that space. So now I need a little help. So I had to look into some natural energy boosters. So without further ado, complex carbohydrates. Can you give us some insight on some of these complex carbohydrates, some of these fruits and vegetables that gives us natural energy?
Yeah, so you have some really good ones here. And I like to I like to work out on a fasted tummy anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm very careful about that. Yeah. But if I do need something, I'm a beet juice girl. I was looking for beets in here.
Oh, okay.
I know people don't like beets, but the reason we need energy is because we lack oxygen, especially if you
Mhm.
work out first thing in the morning, or even after work. You've been working all day, you feel exhausted. And so, oxygen is the number one thing that our body needs for it to get to moving in an unnatural way. Exercise is
Mhm.
not natural. And that's why we kind of want some more energy to exercise, right?
Okay.
But bananas, as you put, apples, those are all great natural sugar. Your leafy greens, always the best because that's also going to help your digestive system to, work more effectively. But I'm a beet juice girl. I juice. So I drink a fresh pressed juice once, twice a day. I've had two today already because I've been running around. But and it's a great meal replacement too. Natural sugars, plus you get your fiber so that your sugar burns properly and doesn't mess with your A1C. That's the only thing that I would say about a list of, full of fruit is sometimes we get high on natural fruit, not recognizing that that too can mess with
Mhm.
our A1C. But as long as you're balancing it with water. So yeah, any of the fruits that you recommend are really good. They really are. Just balance them with water.
So I have a question. I had a guy who had a container of just a container of kale, raw kale. So I love my spinach, but he was just eating the raw kale and whatever the case may be. Now, in one search, I saw that too much kale isn't good for you, eating too much of it. And then in another, it was just like, yeah, it's good for you, but not too much. How does that work?
So kale and spinach are both what we call cruciferous vegetables. So they cause the system works like this, right?
Uh-huh.
And as long as it's doing this, it's okay. When it stops doing this, you get stopped up. So
Mm,
that's why some scholars would say that too much of either one of those actually is not good for you because it can cause constipation, is what they call it. That's the scientific term. But it's good fiber, and it depends on how you eat it. If you read more peer-reviewed articles, they'll talk to you about how to eat it, whether you saute it or you drink it fresh as I do, pressing it, or you eat it as a salad. And a lot of times people don't cook it long enough or properly, or they don't
mhm.
clean it well enough, so that can cause some problems to your bowels and your intestines.
Hold on, y'all. Did y'all hear that word she used, cruciferous? Uh, so for some of my viewers, you're not alone. When she said that word, I was over here like, and I thought I had a level of intellect. This woman just said cruciferous. I'm about to ask her about cleaning the kale and the spinach the proper way, but that word is stuck in my head. So that's the word of the day, y'all. I'm gonna have to post that cruciferous. All right.
That
All right.
just means leafy, leafy, leafy. A lot of times we like carrots and peas and green beans, but they're not leaves. They're not from leaves. So that's all it is, leafy vegetables.
All right, y'all. Cruciferous, leafy vegetables. All right. My girl, I told y'all that bio something else. All right. Healthy fats.
Proper way to clean them.
Oh, my bad. Thank you. See, I was thrown off. I told y'all it threw me off.
Sorry.
What's the proper way to clean the cruciferous vegetables?
So two ways. The first way, all natural vinegar and water, and just let it soak for longer than 3 minutes. That's all. Vinegar will get anything out, right? Now I do use a special spray that I make up that has the vinegar and the water in it, and it also has a little cayenne pepper in it. So what that does is it'll bring all the dirt, everything out from it. But everybody can't take cayenne pepper, also seeps into those vegetables, so you want to be careful with that.
All right, she's gonna give a plug at before this is over with about how y'all can get some of that spray, okay? Especially y'all back home in the St. Louis, Illinois area. All right, where she's at. And if y'all need it shipped, holler at about getting the ship. All right. So healthy fats. Avocados. I wasn't huge on avocados at one point. I used to work at a place. I'm gonna date myself just a little bit. I used to work at a place called Casa Gallardo back in the day. They haven't had a Casa Gallardo around in ages. Most people are probably like, "What is that?" They're just like saying Shoney's or something. Ponderosa and Shoney's. It was during that time. All right, Casa Gallardo. It was and so when I started working there, I'm like, what is this green mix? And I was a teenager, y'all, so I didn't know what guacamole was at the time. I heard Bernie Mac joke talking about guacamole, better leave them people alone, but we ain't gonna get on that. We're gonna stay focused here. And so we're gonna stay focused here. So with the healthy fats, I done got into some avocados. I have some salmon, seasoned right now. And again, that's another word that I say that I don't need y'all correcting me. I know it's salmon. I know the L is not pronounced. I've said salmon. I say cautious. I say caramel. I'm country, y'all. I talk like I talk. All right. So let us know more about the healthy fats.
Okay, let me write down my question for you, Lou. Okay, I got it. I will come back to it. Okay, so I deal with, or I work with, a lot of females. So let me talk from the female perspective first, and then I'll come back. Because when we're talking about healthy fats, you have to differentiate between the male and the female body. For a female, you have to be very careful about our amount of fats. Our bodies are made with more fat automatically because God means for us to have babies. I mean, we have more fat and more water in our body. So we don't need as many to live a normal, energetic, full lifestyle. So we want to kind of pull back from them, but they're great to have. I would make healthy fats only about 15% of my diet on a daily basis. And it would be even less than that if I have a weight loss goal. So you got to remember, I also deal in weight loss, but I deal in bodybuilding too. So I'm always thinking weight loss or bodybuilding, which way are we going? So for a man, absolutely have at it. Make it like 30% of your diet. And everything that you have listed here, they're natural things. I would never touch a mackerel in my entire life. I'm sorry. But it is a great thing.
Now look, I grew up before Aldi's became cool. Look, we was in Aldi's snatching mackerels up. Now, as a grown man doing my own shopping, I don't eat them anymore. No shade to anybody that does, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're gonna be inboxing me now, right? They're gonna be inboxing me now.
Right. I got a lot of salmon now. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's good. And I know some people like sardines, which I mean, for me, I wouldn't touch, but they are great fat and protein too. So, yeah, do what you have to do to increase both your fat and your protein. But I don't eat meat. I'm pescatarian. So I eat mostly seafood and I don't eat bottom feeders. And I'm very careful about the presentation of the food. So when you say mackerel, I'm like, no, can't do it.
So, hey y'all, don't let us see my food that I be posting. I'm always posting pictures of food. So I posted some. Yeah.
Oh, I checked out your timeline.
Oh
I
yeah.
went and checked it out. I was like, let me see what's happening here. It's not too bad. It's
It
good.
ain't
I'm
too
just
bad,
kidding.
but I don't discriminate. I do a little bit of everything.
Right.
Most people think I'm a health freak because how much I work out. And now somebody else told me the term conscious eater. So I'm very conscious in what I
That's
eat.
good.
However, I do a little bit of everything because when I come home, my people gonna ask me for some pulled pork. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm indulged, but I probably eat it maybe once or twice a year,
Yeah.
And no, although I make the pulled pork, I don't eat it that much, y'all. I didn't feel back. I can only eat beef maybe once a month now. So
Okay.
I still eat everything. It's just in moderation. And my moderation changes depending on what my body says.
That's perfect. That's a conscious eater. And a lot of times we aren't conscious eaters. And I know we're going to talk about this a little later, but that's about mindset and that's about, how you handle life situations. A lot of women, we're emotional. I mean, all that fat and water in our body and we go to food sometimes. So it's very good to I like that term, conscious eater. That's really good.
Yes, Bree, if you're watching, thank you. So one of the viewers, one of my homegirls,
Yeah. Oh
church
yeah.
with,
Thank you, Bree.
yeah. So Britt, my bad.
My
So
question for you before we move on, where are you
sure,
from originally?
East St. Louis, born and raised my whole
Oh,
life.
okay. So that's how this country come from, because they not that country now. I'm from Louisiana.
Hmm.
You're
You know
not as
what?
country as Louisiana. My dude is from East St. Louis. He's not that country. He's talking about you country.
Okay, so this is what I believe because I was trying to figure it out because back home people tell me I got an accent and they think it comes from Georgia and it don't.
Hmm.
When I got to Georgia, they like you definitely not from here. Where you from? So it's two aspects of why I think I sound country. One, I used to mimic an uncle of mine, Uncle Munt. What's up, Munt? Appreciate you, bro. So coming up, he was in Memphis, and so he would always travel back, and
Oh,
so he would always say Maine and use Memphis terms. And
what's up,
so,
man?
what's up, man? And so I used to always mimic him saying Maine just to be funny. And I never consciously thought about it. It remained a part of my vocabulary still until this day. Now, other terms that he would say, they didn't stick, but that Maine is stuck. And so that, and then being close to St. Louis, the ers, the third, and all of that. And so that's a part as well. Now, and it just could be my diction. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I sound different than my peoples back home. I don't sound nothing like people here in Georgia.
Yeah. It sounds like it's more of a vernacular
I'm
thing. So
just,
that makes total sense. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. You're frozen.
mm, yeah, I
Hopefully
used
we come back.
to say street. And so I would have drove you up the wall. I couldn't say
Hmm.
ST.
Well, it sounds like you got that all the way together now, so that's good. I just figured I'd ask one question. All right.
They probably wanted to know where I was from. So East St. Louis, Illinois. All right. So moving along, y'all, because we still got some good stuff we got to get to. We ain't gonna end up having part two. So food rich in vitamins and minerals. All right. So what's your take on that?
I want to say one word, eat.
Okay.
That's the thing, eat. So it really doesn't matter. Everything we've talked about so far, every single food has vitamins and nutrients in it, right? And minerals in it. Now, I do have to put a little caveat here that
Hmm.
because of the way our food is grown and processed and prepared,
Hmm.
it's a little different now than it is for or than it was for, our older generation. So, I mean, I am a believer of supplements in this category here. Just for that reason, especially if you are not the most healthy, eater. But whatever food, every food has minerals and nutrients in it. But nowadays people aren't eating. They're working several jobs, they forget to drink water. You would not believe some of the conversations I have with people about, can you please just have a snack at your desk ready for you?
Hmm.
Um, and I know we have to move on, but our nurses, for instance, the medical field during COVID, that was a big deal. Our nurses either lost a lot of weight or they gained a lot of weight because they were not able to eat. They were working 16, 20-hour days, and then they'd eat late at night. They couldn't really rest. Their body was never stopping. I mean, it just really, it was mental, it was physical. So my one word is just eat. If you are eating, whether it's properly or not, you're going to get, your natural minerals, your fruits, your vegetables, all of those things. But you got to eat.
Now, something that she said before I plugged the last that was eating late and laying on it, and super late. Now, occasionally I'm naturally a night owl, but I'm also an early riser. So that's what I struggle with. So Leo struggles with being both. I love hanging out at night. I love snacks just like anybody else. However, I had to laugh at myself because my snacking one night was sun chips and something else. And I was bragging about I had some snacks and whatnot. And they were like, what you snack on? And I told them, and it's like, dude, that's healthy. And so, but there are times where I would bake me some cookies, and I have to look at the clock and realize, yeah, I'm gonna have to put some extra time in. So with that, I'm just saying for the viewers, keep in mind being night owls and going to sleep on snacking and eating unhealthy. I just put it that way.
Yeah.
So moving along for the sake of time, the last one. I actually like this one. Hydrating foods. I'm gonna let you take it. I love this one for many reasons, but go ahead.
Okay, so you're not gonna share your reasons, huh?
Well, mine's is real simple.
Well, okay.
Mine's is real simple. I say this. This right here, as much as I tell you guys drink water, it's not as easy for everybody. Not everybody like water. Not everybody like the taste of water. So for me, I have some cantaloupe watermelons cut up in the fridge. I have strawberries. I have berries. And this is one of the things that I incorporate to increase my water take. When I have to do protein shakes and all of that, I realize I need more fruits to incorporate for my water intake. So I like this one so that I don't have to drink a whole gallon of water. So I just supplement it through fruits.
That's exactly where I was going to start. Same exact place. Because we don't drink enough water, we do not want to get dehydrated. So that's where this area comes into play. And integrating fruit also helps with us not being hungry throughout the day, and then getting to the pantry and just eating whatever we can find, right? And a
Mm-hmm.
water-based fruit, as you have here, watermelon. One thing I might add is like a cucumber. I think you did have that on there, though. Cucumbers, celery, things like
Yes.
that. Those water-based things are also crunchy. A lot of times we snack
Mm-hmm.
because we want something crunchy. So we're like, it doesn't even have to be bad for us. Like you have a sun chip, which they're right, that's not too terrible, or some mixed nuts that are, I would recommend unsalted. But yeah, water-based fruit, it actually does help us to stay hydrated, and that's all year. Some people think we just need that in the summer. No, we need it all the time. Sometimes we don't think clearly because we're dehydrated. If we get
Mm-hmm.
headaches, it could be dehydration. Nausea, it could be dehydration. Lack of energy, dehydration. So this area right here is super important.
Mm. So guess what, y'all? You know what that means. On the next healthy Thursday, there's going to be a whole segment on dehydration, you know, your body waste and all of that. And so I'm not too big to talk about body waste. In my private conversations, I go in more details when I talk to my brothers about, you know, all of that. So
Yeah.
hydration is huge. But for the sake of the topics on this one, we're going to move on to affirmations. But just note, hydration is huge. Okay. So this is my favorite segment, y'all. My bad. This one right here. Affirmations. My favorite segment. It's my favorite segment because during one of the roughest patches in life, this was one of the aspects and segments in life that actually helped get me stabilized mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I really realized the power of the tongue during this time. So I did a 14-day journal, video journal. I had my goals set out and I had a set list of affirmations and prayers. And I got people involved, you know, ministers, brothers, sisters, and whatnot. And I kid you not, by day 14, and I will share this video once it's edited and everything, I will share it with you guys. Everything that was on that list, oh my goodness, you know. So I know the power of the tongue. I know the power of speaking life into your situation. As I say always, get a journal, write these down, document them, take a picture on the screen, go back to YouTube, watch the segments, whatever the case may be, the affirmations. So the first affirmation, and feel free to give your insight on these for whichever one, because that's what they're there for. It's insight, perspectives that somebody watching definitely can benefit from. So one, I give myself permission to rest. Y'all heard Miss Shawnta speak about rest. You heard her speak about the nurses that during COVID working 16 hours, whatever the case may be. And understand what rest is. Rest is not just sleeping. Sometimes take a moment on the weekend, whatever, sit down and do nothing. Rest doesn't always have to equate to what you think it is. Rest your mind, rest your thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we have anxieties because we're overthinking. You know, take a break from overthinking. You know, I've said this on many recordings. Give no cares for tomorrow, for each day has enough worry in itself. Therefore, deal with what's in front of you. And so rest your body because your muscles will get fatigued. You know, she'll tell you if you're bodybuilding, if you're doing whatever, your body get fatigued, your mind get fatigued. And the Leoism of the week gonna speak to all of that. So I'm gonna say the Leoism of the week. If you've been following, you know what it is. I'm actually gonna use the Leoism of the week from last week for today. All right, because it was that good. But anything on this, Miss Cotton?
I mean, I would just say one thing. I used to have a mindset that I will rest when I die. That was my mindset. That's how much I worked. And yeah, then I met my now husband, and we vacation when we want to rest. So while we're here or wherever we travel to for work, we are go, go, go. We are in service business. That's our business. Our business is service, everything we do. So the rest looks different. Because even when you're at home, you might get a phone call, you might get an email,
Mm-hmm.
somebody might need you to come over. So we have to go away to rest. So for me, resting happens on vacation. And I mean, I rest hard. No work, no Facebook, not like that. So rest is extremely important. It just gives you a new focus. And it also I think it centers you and reminds you what your why is. So that when you're back to work, whatever your rest looks like, you're rejuvenated and you're ready to give it your all.
Get some rest, y'all. And this is me saying this. This is Uncle Noah saying it. Don't wait till your vacation. All right. Don't get burnt out. She's a machine. All right. So everybody's not
Well,
built.
one thing, listen to you, listen. So it's different when you are passionate about it's not work. So I think I have to say that you don't feel like you're working, if that makes sense. When you're dealing with people and relationships, and as you can tell, I'm for real. Like, I don't know what to say. When the Lord allows you to do the work that not only you're called to, but you love to do, it's kinda hard to stop, so but I get it. I watch a movie every now and then, Netflix. That's
The
resting,
movie be
right?
watching her, y'all. She ain't watching. There's just noise in the background to make herself feel good. So I know better. We're gonna move on to this next affirmation. Uh,
You're not right.
Exercising is
There's
one
that.
way I show love to my body. I'm gonna let you take this one. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna agree with you. Absolutely. Can't go one day without it. Even when I try to have a rest day, I'm like, oh, let me just walk. So yeah, it really is. It's a way to show love for your body. It's a way to, again, focus. I mean, reset. And just because you can. And I heard you say you went through, a tough time in life, mentally. Well, I had physical in 2018. Something happened that I never would have thought. I wasn't even looking for it. And I couldn't work out for 8 weeks. Where they do that at? Like
Mm.
that about drove me insane. So to be able to move is like it's opportunity, it's a gift. So yeah, yeah. Just move every day, guys.
So I would say this in conjunction with her. I had a lipoma on my lower back at one point. I was down for almost 3 months on my stomach. And when I tell you that it was more excruciating laying there doing nothing for those 3 months than it was the actual pain from the surgery. And the moment I was able to walk, and the moment the doctor said, okay, the very first question, no kidding you guys, the very first question was, when can I start going to the gym? They thought I was out my rabbit mind. I had a cut from one side of my back to the other side. And the first question I asked was, when can I start working out? And and so I was limited to about 10, 15 minutes a day, which I would recommend to you guys. If you're not working out already, you're trying to get into it, baby steps, stretch. You don't have to go in trying to do what we do. Baby steps. Take 5 minutes
Absolutely.
just to stretch, get your body loose, and then just gradually challenge yourself a little bit more. So, exercise. All right. Healing takes time. Physical healing. So the same way if you have a cut on your finger and whatnot, and you put a band-aid and you put whatever cream on there and whatnot, and it's going to take time for that wound to close and heal internally and externally. Understand there's some internal healing that needs to take place. There's some external healing and then some overall. So healing takes time. You know what I'm saying? I've done some damage where I was overzealous. Y'all keep hearing me talk about me being overzealous on that punching bag and had a stress fracture on my wrist. And yes. Oh, you didn't know about that? So Miss Cotton didn't know. So your boy got overzealous. So it started with this they got these machines, the little bags. So I hit the boxing bag almost every day at the gym. And I wasn't wrapping my wrist because I used my weight gloves that had the wrist wraps on them. So I was using those
Mhm.
wrist wraps, and I've been doing it for years, never had an issue. And so I hit this bag. The record was 851. I hit 850. So I was in training, like I'm really training to break 851. The next time I see this bag, hey, we got business to resolve. So not only am I going to break 851, I want to make the 900 club. So,
Mhm.
so I'm getting stronger and I'm realizing not only am I hitting the bag, but the whole machine moving when I hit this bag. And so, yeah, so they thought I was Terrence Bud Crawford. Y'all tell me, do I look like Terrence Bud Crawford? I keep saying, I'm almost 10 years older than the dude, 4, 5 inches taller. Y'all let me know if I look like Bud Crawford or not. But anyway, leave that in the comment. So anyway, I get overzealous and I'm getting it. Bow, and my body is giving me signs that something is off. Like, I feel a little swelling or whatever. And so I'm addicted to hitting this bag by now. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got addicted to hitting the bag. I didn't want to stop. I felt like if I took a break, I'm gonna lose ground. It's just like when you build muscle and you don't lift weights for about 2 weeks, you lose all that gain. You lose it quicker than you build it up. So I'm just like, nah, man, my hand speed, good. So overzealous. I hit it one day and I just felt the sting. And I'm like, something don't feel right. Come to find out, I had a stress fracture in my wrist. And I had to let my whole arm heal. And once it started healing and I realized it was actually within my wrist, I was like, good googly moogly. What the heck are you training for, bro? And so it was one of those, I thought I was really training to be amateur boxing going, I'm in my 40s, man. I
Yeah.
don't know what I was thinking, so I be having to remind myself, come down. Just because you feel 20 something don't mean you are. So,
Right.
just bringing it back in.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. We get like that, especially if you're an ex-athlete or you're real competitive. Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. That was in her bio too, y'all. She's a former athlete. What did you do? I'm sorry. Commercial break,
I
y'all.
played I played well, I was a dancer, but I played volleyball. So I went to school undergrad on a college volleyball scholarship.
She can spike on y'all.
Yeah.
All right. So I make positive choices for my wellness. All right. So we're gonna get it moving because I'm looking at this clock, y'all, and we have too much fun. And it's some other stuff I want to get to. And so I make positive choices for my wellness. So positive choices is just like we said earlier, conscious eating and being conscious about everything you do. And so being conscious doesn't mean you got to be super deep, that everything that is made in America is poisonous. I'm not speaking on that term. Just being at least conscious enough to do what you can, even if you got to do supplements, whatever. But your well-being can incorporate the rest. It can incorporate the veggies, the water, all of that. So just be more mindful. All right, mindfulness and consciousness is essential when it comes to your health. And I take care of my body, and it takes care of me. Everything we just said. And then every day I am getting healthier. So keep that in mind. You do these affirmations, you adopt this mindset, you adopt these principles, and every day. And I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. You cannot get on the floor, do 10 push-ups, and think you're gonna have a beach body tomorrow. It don't work that way. If y'all trying to look good on the beach this spring, don't y'all be hitting me up for no advice a month before it's time to go on vacation. It took me a whole year plus to get the abs that I got. All right. You can go buy it or you can work on it. Your choice. But go
I
ahead.
like the way, I was just going to say, I like the way all of the affirmations connect and they finally bring us to number 6 here. Because one of the affirmations we use at Bang and Body is the best or a better me is emerging, so that every single day we're getting better. And we always say, I can, I will, I must. All of the things we talked about, we can do them. The question is, will we do them? Right. And then the last thing is, well, then why should we do them? We must do them. And it's all about quality of life. So I really like the way the affirmations connected.
Right on. Thank you. Yeah, I feel good. All right. So, hey, your boy be spending some time researching, gathering these. All right. I'll be up at 4 in the morning sometimes for y'all. So make sure y'all watch these videos. All right. Proverbs of the day. All right. So the proverbs of the day, as I said, there's a proverb for every day of the month. There's a fear not for every day of the year. So where there's a fear not, where there's a proverb, there's wisdom. With all you're getting, get understanding. For February 22nd, decide to go with Proverbs 22:9. All right. He that hath a bountiful eye shall be blessed, for he that giveth of his bread to the poor. All right. Now, although we're speaking about health in the terms of food, the body, and all of that, there's also a healthiness in being blessed to be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? And then being mindful that the wisdom, the knowledge, the energy that you have, your neighbor also can utilize it. So why be a person that just hoard all of this knowledge, all this wisdom? You know what I'm saying? I applaud individuals when I see them living their best life, when they vacationing, when they doing certain things and whatnot, and they studying on folks. I'm not jealous when it's not my turn to vacation. I applaud you. What I do love more is when I see individuals like Miss Cotton that has a passion to take what she knows, her experiences, and give it to us to say, here you go. So bread is one of those essential things, whereas not just natural bread. You know what I'm saying? Yes, be able to feed the homeless and the poor and those less fortunate. but poor in mind, poor in spirit, poor in energy. There are seasons where each one of us have been poor in energy. You know what I'm saying? Where we didn't have the confidence and the energy to get through. And we've had family, friends intercede, pray, and help us. All right. So think of it from that aspect. You know, the energy, the oil that you have can be the ingredients that somebody else needs to make it through the next day.
You know, you made me go read this again just to be sure I knew the context of it all.
That's
And
okay.
because of Thursday, it being a show about health and wellness, I thought about all of the riches that this particular proverb talks about.
Mm-hmm.
And with our health, we want to be rich in our health, right?
Yeah.
All of these things matter while we're here on this earth, right? But what's going to matter is all of the fruit, as you're saying, that we give back, that we bear while we're here on this earth to other people. That's what God gonna be like. Now, what you do? What you do while you was out there living this your best life, as you just said. So, thank you for this scripture. It allowed me to do a little extra reading today, in addition to my already my scripturals for the day. So, thank you.
And one other thing before I move on from that, since you pointed that out, look at bountiful eye. Understand bountiful eye. When you're in a healthy space, all right, you can see clearer. And when you've overcome something that somebody is going through, you can see clear the things that they can't see. So when a person is struggling in a particular area and you've experienced that struggle, that bountiful eye will allow you to see areas that they need. So even when you come across individuals who say, well, I know what I need. I've come across people that wanted me to train them and they want to tell me how to train them. And it's just like, you just asked me to help you lose weight, how to get your cardio up, how to do whatever. I have the eye to see what you need. I'm on the outside looking at you. I can read you. I can see what you can't see. All right. So a bountiful eye sometimes is when somebody's in a space or when you're in a healthy space and you can clearly see the path of righteousness. There are people that are blinded by circumstances and they're dealing with things that won't allow them to currently see. So healthy mindset, a healthy spirit, all of that plays into this part. So as you develop a healthy eye and a healthy spirit, you'll be able to grab somebody and bring them along as well. All right. Proverbs for every day of the month. All right. So I was going to do a commercial break. We ain't got time for a commercial break. All right. So
We're gonna
because
move right on. We're good. We're good.
there were two aspects that I want to touch with Ms. Cotton. One was 3 ways to increase your movement and flexibility. Can you give us insight on what that means to you?
Yeah, so I would start with what we've been talking about the entire time, movement every day. And it doesn't matter what it is. Starting with baby steps, I totally agree. So you start with 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. If flexibility is something you want to work on, then that's your focus.
Mm-hmm.
While you want to do yoga or stretching or just turn the music on and dance more, that will help with oiling up, the muscles and the body. So move a little every day. Number two, drink water. It is about circulation when we're
Mm-hmm.
talking about movement and flexibility. So if you want to increase the circulation in your muscles and your ligaments and your joints, water. I mean, everything seems to come back to water, right? And then finally, number three, I had even written this word down and didn't know it. I'm looking at my notes. You've got to eat those cruciferous vegetables. I didn't want to say it again.
There you go, y'all. Cruciferous. Word of the day, cruciferous. Y'all
Oh,
gonna see me
Lord.
make a post like hit yes or no if you know what cruciferous is.
That's number three. You
Number
got to
3.
eat those leafy vegetables. Yes.
That's what's up. So eat your cruciferous vegetables, move, get around. One of the things that I have, and I go to the gym with it. I speak about it often. You see it in my pictures when I go hiking. I have a staff. And if you don't have access to a staff, whatever the case may be, I recommend a shower ride. A shower ride can extend, whatever the case may be. And I say that because you can use it for balance, you can use it for stretching. And that's one of the ways where you can reach muscles using this ride that in ways that you wouldn't be able to stretch in other ways. So I walk around like baby Moses, and people always ask me, man, what's up with the stick? And I have to correct them. It's a staff. All right. But I realize when I use the staff, there's different movements and whatever that I get, that the flexibility of when my back gets stiff from where I had surgery. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I have this walking stick, because I don't need it for support with walking, but I utilize it as a tool. And so get a shower ride, get some form of staff or stick, and see if that helps with you stretching. All right. And then the various ways to build consistency and community. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, this is a good one, because a lot of times we want to have somebody to do life with. We want to have a community to do life with. This is all about doing life, right?
Mm,
And in order to create consistency, a lot of times we can't do that by ourselves. We need somebody else. As you said, you've had people contact you like, yo, can I meet you at the gym? Can you train me? That's probably a part of why I got into this business too, is because I used to get that a lot. I was giving away all my knowledge, but and my time. But you need a community, somebody who's going to inspire you, motivate you, and hold you accountable.
mhm.
Accountability is a huge piece in the business that I do. I know that that's probably why I'm not this mega gym, because I'm all in people's business. I mean, I will come to your house and clean out your refrigerator and your pantry for you with my trash bag.
Like she checked me about my sugar before we even started.
But yeah, having a community of people with the same mindset, the same focus, they are focused on the same goals, the same objectives as you. It really makes this life journey easy. And I'm not just talking about working out. I mean, health is more than about working out. As you said, it's about your mindset, about your spirituality, it's about your your physical abilities and capacity. And in whatever arena you're talking about, the community you're in matters. And if I can say, that's kind of why my bio was set up the way it is because those communities, that's who makes me what I am. I wouldn't be who I am without, first of all, my
Mhm.
God-given community, my church family. And then secondly, my fitness family. I mean, I don't like working out by myself. I will work out by myself. I don't have to have a partner, but I'd much prefer. So now I got a whole community of people who come to the gym every day, right?
Right.
And I praise the Lord for that every day. That's community. And the last thing, when we talk about consistency and community, the time that it takes to create a habit. Some people like to put a time limit on 30 days, 90 days, six. You can't. It
Mm,
depends on the person, because some of us have deeper emotions, deeper things going on in life, or more life happening. A woman with 10 kids and a woman with one. You know what I'm saying? That's a big difference. So, but what it
mm,
takes is having that consistent pattern where you got somebody either texting or calling saying, "Hey girl, where were you? Hey dude, what's up? I thought you was gonna be there at 5." And that's what helps to create consistency. Sometimes people want it real bad and they just can't seem to make it happen. So having a community to wrap their arms around you, even if it's just one or two people, it really is a big deal in life, in this whole life journey.
So I have to ask a question before we navigate to the closings. So do you offer online connections where they can uh, connect with your classes online?
Absolutely. We have live virtual classes Monday through Thursday for all of our workouts. We were set up for that even pre-COVID. I know that was by divine intervention. I don't know. I mean, I didn't know why I was doing it, but then COVID hit. And we also have had on demand for like 7 years. So I have an on demand group where you can see those same workouts and you have to check in. There's still an accountability piece because I don't do anything that isn't systematic. But yeah, oh yeah, it's available.
Okay. And then how can they reach you? Like online, website, email, how can they reach you?
So everything is at Shantae to be fit, as you see here on my name here. Thank you for that. That looks really good. So my IG, my Facebook, everything is there. And also, if you just add an at AOL or an at Gmail to that, that's how you can email me. And the website is it's the same as my business without the apostrophe, all one word, www.bangandbodytraining.com. And yeah, it will take you straight to me too. You can send emails or anything. It comes to me and my staff, but I tend to respond more than they do. So yeah.
Okay. Now, with that being said, Leoism of the week. So this one was from the previous week, but it was so good that it was a great fit for this segment. The Leoism of the week. I'm human. I don't use that as an excuse. I use it as a reminder. So I have to say it was great to fit into this segment simply because with all you're getting, with all of the work ethics, with you really grinding and working hard to accomplish these tasks of, hey, I want to get fit, I want to get healthy, I want to do certain things. Be gentle with yourself. That's number one. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Being human is not about making an excuse. Yes, I speak a lot about accountability, but I would be remiss if there wasn't balance to it, that you're human. You're not a robot. Like she just said, if you got one kid versus 10 kids, if you got a child that's sick, whatever, there are different elements in life where there's going to be disruptions. I've had so many technical difficulties today. I probably had more technical difficulties today to do this segment that I didn't have since I started this journey of recording. Okay. What does that mean? Does that mean, forget it, we'll try another time? You have to press and you have to understand. Just like these are electronics, you're human. You're not a robot. You're not built like your neighbor. You don't have the same genetics. You don't have the same blood type. Be mindful, be present, and be gentle with yourself. All right. And with that being said, a good reminder, ask Leo. So ask Leo is real simple. If there's anything that we said on this platform, inbox me. You know what I'm saying? Message me. If you need clarity on something, if you need misguided information and you couldn't get it, if there's something you want me to address, if I got something wrong and whatnot, in something you saw, I will stand corrected. And on Friday, when I do the recap, I will let you guys know, hey, this is what I reported. It was inaccurate. Here's the proper information. Whatever the case, if you saw a reel and you want to say, hey, what's your take on this? If it ain't toxic, it ain't trash, and it's worth bringing on the platform, I will address it. Let me put that out there. I am not addressing junk. All right. The whole aspect of this platform is accountability and building community, like she said. All right. So without further ado, again, if you didn't catch this from the beginning, rewind, go to YouTube, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Get them numbers up for you, boy, and watch it from the beginning. It was a great interview. As always, spiritual, mental, lifestyle in that order. Balancing Life with Leo Richards. I appreciate Miss Shawnta Cotton for being a guest. See you guys next time, 7 a.m. Early's on time. On time is late. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.